O great moon, if you truly see us from the heavens, hear me. Help me save my father, I beg you. For a moment, the night was still. Then, a soft breeze rippled across the lake, and the moonlight seemed to grow brighter, enveloping Ijeoma in a silvery glow. A voice, gentle yet commanding, echoed in her mind. Welcome to my channel where creative and captivating African stories come to life. Watch this intriguing tale and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join our community. In the heart of Umuokporo, a village seated between vast forests and shimmering lake, the nights were darker than most. The moon hung high in the sky, cold and distant, its silvery light barely penetrating the thick canopy of trees. Yet, the villagers revered it, believing it to be the eye of Chukwu, the supreme god who watched over them. They sang to it, danced under its glow, and offered sacrifices, hoping for blessing. But for Ijeoma, a girl of 17 with curious eyes and restless heart, the moon was more than a distant celestial body. It was a companion, a silent witness to her dreams and sorrows. Born into poverty with no mother and a father broken by grief, Ijeoma felt invisible in her village. She found solace in the moonlight, often sitting by the lake at night, whispering her deepest thoughts. One fateful evening, as the full moon reflected brightly on the lake's surface, Ijeoma knelt by the water, tears streaming down her face. Her father had fallen gravely ill, and the local dibia had demanded a costly sacrifice to heal him, one she couldn't afford. Desperation gripped her heart as she cried out, "O great moon, if you truly see us from the heavens, hear me. Help me save my father, I beg you." For a moment, the night was still. Then, a soft breeze rippled across the lake, and the moonlight seemed to grow brighter, enveloping Ijeoma in a silvery glow. A voice, gentle yet echoed in her mind. "Child, your plea has been heard, but to save your father, you must embark on a journey to prove your courage and purity of heart. Do you accept?" Startled but determined, Ijeoma nodded, her voice trembling. "I would do anything." The moon's voice explained her task. She must retrieve the Crystal of Life, a legendary artifact hidden deep within the forest of shadows, guarded by ancient spirits and deadly traps. It was said that only the pure of heart could navigate the forest and claim the crystal. But before she could ask how to begin, the moonlight formed a path leading into the dark woods. Armed only with a small lantern and her unwavering love for her father, Ijeoma stepped into the unknown. The forest was alive with eerie sounds, trees twisted unnaturally, the branches reaching out like skeletal hands. Shadows danced, whispering her name, tempting her to turn back. But Ijeoma pressed on, clutching her lantern tightly. Her first trial came in the form of a spirit of doubt, a towering figure with hollow eyes and a voice that mimicked her innermost fears. It whispered, "You are weak. You will fail. Go back before the forest consumes you." Ijeoma trembled but closed her eyes and spoke firmly. "I will not let fear rule me. My father needs me." The spirit shrieked and dissolved into mist, and the path ahead cleared. The second trial was even more daunting. She encountered a glowing river that seemed calm at first glance, but the moment she stepped into it, the current roared to life, pulling her under. Struggling against the force, Ijeoma thought of her father's smile, his laughter before illness stole it away. With newfound strength, she swam to the other side, gasping for air. At the heart of the forest, she found a clearing battered in moonlight. In the center stood a crystal, glowing with a soft pulsating light. But guarding it was a shadow wolf, its eyes blazing like embers. The beast growled, its massive frame blocking her path. Ijeoma remembered the moon's words. Only the pure of hearts can claim the crystal. Instead of running or fighting, she knelt before the wolf and softly said, "I do not seek to harm or steal. I only wish to save my father. Please, let me pass." The wolf stared at her for what felt like an eternity before stepping aside. As she approached the crystal, it floated into her hands, warm and filled with a comforting energy. With the crystal in her possession, the forest seemed to transform. The shadows receded, and the path back to her village became clear. When she returned home, exhausted but victorious, the moon's voice echoed once more. Place the crystal by your father's bedside, and he will be healed. You have proven your courage, selflessness, and purity of heart. Remember, the light within you is stronger than any darkness. She followed the instructions, and by dawn, her father was awake, his health restored. The villagers, hearing of her bravery, celebrated her as a hero, but Ijeoma remained humble, always remembering the moon's words. Years later, Ijeoma became a healer known for her wisdom and compassion. On clear nights, she would sit by the lake and speak to the moon, thanking it for believing in her when no one else did. And as the village thrived under her care, they too began to see the moon not just as a distant god, but as a friend who watches, listens, and answers those who dare to speak with an open heart. The end. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join and help build our community. Share your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Stay tuned for more exciting stories and an upcoming movie you won't want to miss.